Hello. The day will continue with Reconnected. The sound of a data pad alarm rouses me from my sleep and my eyes protest as I force them open. Fuck. The only thing I see is jet black fur pressing against my face, paired with the familiar scent of sage. I'm sleeping on his chest. I must have rolled over during the nap without realizing it. Not only that, but my paw is wrapped around his waist and his is resting on my back. I'm fucking cuddling with him. God damn it. Kai gently seals in his muzzle, presses down lightly against the top of my head. His paw gives me a subconscious squeeze and pulls me tighter against him. Fucking Christ, if he ever found out this happening, he'd probably be mad. I mean, he has a girlfriend for fuck's sake, and he's been pretty adamant about the fact that he's really into her. Here he is, getting cuddled by a dude without him even realizing what's going on. What the hell did I think was going to happen? God, I'm such a moron. He was so uncomfortable when he saw me naked the other day. I can just imagine how upset this would make him. As I silently chastised myself for my stupidity, I tried to extrapolate myself from his arms. Easier said than done. The dip in the mattress is fairly steep, and I'm pretty sure the only way I'm breaking free will be with quite a bit of effort. I really don't want to risk waking him up, but I also don't want to keep cuddling my very platonic roommate, especially like this when it's without his consent. I respectfully push myself fully away from him and tap him gently on the side of his muzzle a few times. Kai, it's time to wake up, big guy. He grumbles and his face pulls instinctively away from the annoying distraction. What to say? His resonant voice is laden with sleep, and he doesn't really sound all that coherent. I give him a push on his shoulder, and it seems to do the trick of fully rousing him. You are asleep, dude. The stunning purple glow of his eyes vanishes and reappears in the darkness as he blinks away the sleepy dreams of his nap. Kai looks down at me and then around at where he's resting. My friend, did I fall asleep on your bed? Even in the dark room, I know he can see me with his night vision, so I decide to smile at him. Yeah, you did. It's not an issue, though, so don't worry. You were pretty tired. He groans and pushes himself up into a sitting position, resting his body against the wall. My apologies, Plover. How very inconsiderate of me to occupy your personal space in such a manner. I mean, I'm not complaining. What was it that you did while I was asleep? He rolls out his eyes with the backs of his paws and starts to shake away the remaining vestiges of his drowsiness. Well, I didn't get much sleep last night, as you know, so I ended up taking a nap as well. You mean you rested beside me? I feel myself blush a little at his question, and I hope his vision isn't good enough to see how flustered I am at his inquiry. Well, to be fair, you were in my bed after all, and I didn't really feel comfortable taking yours without permission. So yeah, I ended up snoozing for a few hours, same as you. Thus, I keep the whole cuddling thing to myself. I don't want to make him uncomfortable. I see. Allow me to apologize for impeding your rest. It would seem the events of the day had left me far more exhausted than I anticipated. Here, allow me to return to my bed, friend. He heaves himself forward, and the bed lurches from the silt and the weight. Kai crawls forward and plops his head. Kai crawls forward and plops his feet onto the floor. The events of the day still is an interesting way of saying I cried myself to sleep. It's not an issue, really. I'm happy to share. Kai yawns, and the sound of it is more than a roar than anything else. And he rolls gently at his arms as he works to sleep from his body. The massive Kai shaped indent on my bed is slowly starting to fade away as the mattress takes its original form, which is a welcome relief. Kai's data pad beeps again, sounding off its desire to be noticed into the otherwise quiet room. He reaches over to it and grips the glowing tablet in his large paws, pulling it almost flush against his face as he tries to read the message. After quite a bit of squinting and tilting of his head, he decides chucking the data pad onto the foot of the bed. The confusion is evident in my face at his actions, and I'm not quite sure what to make of it. Something wrong, Kai? He slumps down onto his mattress and runs his claws through his tail-head fur. Yes, I cannot make out the glowing letters in this low light. His change in expression tells me everything I need to know about how upsetting this must be for him. I can't imagine not being able to read. It's something that's just so fundamentally ingrained that to picture my life without it is nigh or impossible. It must be really frustrating for him. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Anything I can do to help? He nods again and crosses his arms over his chest. Would it be fair of me to ask you to read this message aloud? It could be something important, not wait until the morning to see it. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but we also could just, turn on the lights. I'm not gonna push it. It's not the end of the world, one way or the other. Sure thing, I got you. I bend my torso over my knees and snatch up the data pad, swiping over to the notification. Kiara, one new message. It's a girlfriend. Kai groans under his breath and throws his head back onto his pillow. What in the Theron's name does that heartbeat want now? Definitely not the reaction I was expecting from him after him and his girlfriend's trying to get a hold of him. Is everything alright between you two? And are you sure you want me to open the message? I don't want to pry into your personal life more than I already have today. He scratches lazily at his belly, combing his claws through the dense fur. Things have most certainly been better between us. She's a difficult creature to be with, and it can be rather frustrating. There are times I wonder if I am with her for the right reasons. He stretches back onto his bed, placing his paws behind his head. Make no mistake, Plover, I do care for her, and I'm lucky to have her in my life. But I wonder how much of us being together is because of circumstance, as opposed to actual want. He finds being with her difficult. I thought just the other day he was having a grand old time at his appointment, whatever the hell that entails. Yeah, I can get that, bud. It must be making you ask yourself if you're really in it for the right reasons. He nods eagerly in agreement and moves his hand from his belly to scratch at his muzzle as well. Indeed, how much of our relationship is because we are of the same species rather than having things in common? Tell me, what does he have to say to me this time? Go ahead and read the message. I press my finger to a notification, opening the chat dialog, and a slew of new messages pop up from Kiara. After reading a few, I immediately blush and my paws start to shake. I should not be reading this. Oh gosh, I really should not be reading this. Kai. He tilts his head towards me. He seems to be completely oblivious to my sudden burst of anxiety. Yes, my friend, what is he saying? I set down the data pad and slowly shake my head. You should really wait until it's light out and read this yourself. I don't think you want me to be privy to the sort of things he's saying. What? No, what do you mean by that? You cannot just say such a thing without elaborating further. I do not care if you see the contents of our conversations. I do not care one bit. I take a forceful gulp of air and started to play with my tail as I began to feel really bashful about my prying into something so intimate. Well, she's fucking pissed. She scoffs loudly, but quickly schools his demeanor. Yeah, that one was not too difficult to predict. Please continue. I picked the data pad back up and keep scrolling through her laundry list of messages. She's mad at you. Wait a minute. She's mad that you didn't see her today when you said that you would. She's also mad about, let's just say, the physical side of your relationship. His muzzle hangs open, and he pauses his scratching session at my revelation. Ah, well, now I understand your hesitation about reading such things to me. But if you are comfortable, I would still like to know what she has to say, my friend. God damn it, Kai. You really gonna make me do this, aren't you? Fuck it. I'm already in the deep end, so there's no real point in trying to turn back now. I'm just gonna go ahead and read this one out loud rather than try and summarize it. I clear my throat in full screen the message to start reading. I'm a bit surprised to see that she writes pretty normally, at least when compared to Kai's really unique speech patterns and prominent accent. Well, she says, "Damn it, Kai, I can't believe you just blow me off like this. You promised me 2 days ago we'd breathe today, and then you blow me off again, just like that? If you don't get your shit together soon, and I mean real soon, we're through. Understand me, Zawaka?" The last word is lost on me, and I hope I pronounced it correctly, but Kai seems to know what I meant regardless. He huffs out a heavy sigh, and a few moments of silence pass between us like a ship slowly sailing down a stagnant river. Are you okay? Another moment of silence from him, but when he finally speaks, his voice is lower and more gravelly than usual, like a large claw just scraped over a boulder. Bitch. Yeah, they're definitely having some pretty serious issues. How dare she speak to me in such a way? After all that I have done for her, this is what she is choosing to take offense to. If it is not this with her, then it is that. And if it is not that, then it is this. There is just no pleasing her. He balls his fist and slams it into his bedding. I set the data pad back onto our stair nightstand and slip under the relative safety of my blanket. We want to trigger another Jarug episode from him. He continues to vent his frustrations against the helpless mattress that decides to relax his muscles. What are you going to do, if I'm allowed to ask, that is? Kai grimaces for a moment, then nods languidly, looking completely and utterly dismayed. You are more than allowed. It is welcome. Having someone to speak to on such matters that is not Kiara is a welcome respite. It's a welcome respite indeed. May I confide in you, friend? Wow, he's actually opening up to me of his own volition without being forced. Of course, I'm here to listen, man. Thank you kindly, Plover. It is much appreciated. To be honest, her statements are not unreasonable. I was meant to meet her today, but then I spoke with you, and I got emotional. I did not intend to skip our plans to meet today, but I was most definitely not in the proper headspace to interact with her. The nap that I took was absolutely preferable to being with her, at least for today. It was. It sounds to me like he does want to see Kiara. He just has a hard time being vulnerable around her, which is unexpected considering that he's seemingly very okay with being vulnerable around me at this point. Okay, I can understand that. I wouldn't want my partner to see me at all upset and sad like that either. Kai once again nods in agreement and wells at his eyes before making an exasperated grunt. Exactly, you understand. Well, while I do understand where he's coming from, I also see her point of view. He used to have told her, and been I hope she have been understanding. I do, Kai, I really do. But at the same time, if I was in her position, I'd have wanted you to tell me rather than just not sew up. I'd be pretty pissed as well if I had a date planned and my partner just didn't come. Kai's enthusiasm evaporates and is quickly replaced with shame. I know. I'm aware that my lack of communication skills with her is a long-standing issue. A bit of frustration begins to brew, and his explanation grows louder as he tries to convince me. But it is not so simple, my friend. She and I, well, I mean, at least for me. His voice drops a few decibels, and he looks down at his paws. If I am to be honest with you, Plover, when I am with her in an intimate setting, I have issues performing. His vocalization of the last word is pretty pointed, and I think I know exactly what he's getting at. So, you two are having troubles with your sex life? Can you, not get it up? Or you, not pleasing her or something? He looks pretty embarrassed by my statement, but he doesn't really make any attempts to deny it. Okay, let's get one thing straight. I'm very capable of pleasing her. And I do so quite frequently. That's not the issue. The issue is that when I am with her, it feels more like I'm simply going through the emotions. I'm simply going through the emotions rather than being involved in the pleasure. It is as if my body knows what to do, but my mind does not. This results in me, well, not being able to fully complete the journey, as it were. I struggle to produce the evidence of my passions. This is something that Kiara has expressed a great interest in, and I feel like a failure of a mate by being capable of providing her with such fulfillment. Kai is still staring at his paws, nervously twiddling his claws together as he refuses to make eye contact with me. Not gonna lie, this is a pretty awkward conversation to be involved in. I mean, I'm gay after all. He doesn't know that, of course, but I don't really have any experience with this sort of thing he's describing. I have plenty of straight friends back home on Titan, and they talk about their girlfriends and sex lives from time to time, but never to this extent with me. Why would they? They know I can't really relate to them on that level, so they just keep the conversations at the surface. That being said, I can't say I've ever been on top of a guy and not been able to finish the job. I can see why Kiara would be interested in that, though. It's a fair and valid thing to want from a boyfriend. I see. I'm sure that must be frustrating for you, Kai. He shrugs, and that look of defeat washes over his expression again. It is very frustrating, not just in a moment, but when I see the look of disappointment in her eyes. It causes me to not want to communicate with her. Why would I reach out to her and make her even more disappointed in me than she already is? It is like I said, there's just no winning with her, and I find myself growing more and more unhappy with every passing day. He timidly shakes his head and seemingly relaxes a little. I do not wish to speak of such things anymore, my friend, but I thank you for lending me your ears all the same. Thank God that's over. Yeah, anytime. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. Kai waves his paw again, almost like he's sweeping my comment out of his space. No, think nothing of it. Think nothing of the sort. He twists and rolls onto his side, facing me directly. Say, Plover, this might be a bold request of me, but but I believe that we both have had it, but I believe that we both have had rather difficult days today, and I do not wish to repeat this again tomorrow. I did say that I would show you the nightlife of Zinadere, and I also promised you that I would take you shopping for the first time, but I was unable to fulfill that promise to you. What say you? What say you we skip the program tomorrow and enjoy a day off? Allow me to make it up to you, It might provide you some amazing benefits at remedying your star sickness as well. Simply to have a day of rest and relaxation without the pressure of politics. And blessing his blunt request, and I can't stop my tail from wagging. An entire day of just getting to know Kai and then going out to a club with him? Where the fuck do I sign up? In all seriousness, though, he could probably use a break from all the drama. What with the murders, his girlfriend, vultures, not to mention all the stuff happening on Kotera too. So if he's wanting to have a day to distress, and he's invited me to join him, I'm not gonna say no. He does have a point after all. It could do a world of good in regard to my star sickness to just have a day off. I feel like I haven't had a single moment to sit down and relax since landing here on Zenelair, since I was chosen to be the diplomat for that matter, and it's more than overdue. I smile wildly at him, and my tail thumps incessantly against the mattress, conveying my excitement at his suggestion. I like that, Kai. I like that a lot. Count me in. Kai matches my enthusiasm in turn and springs up into the room with gusto. Truly, my friend, you honor me greatly, Clover. I am excited. It has been quite some time since I went to a club, and I know just the place I shall take you on tomorrow's eve. I can't help but laugh at his playfulness. It's good to see my roommate happy. Is that so, huh? What do you have in mind? He gives me a knowing wink and folds his paws triumphantly in front of him. The establishment has its grand opening only recently, and it is owned by a great friend of mine, Jace. It is known as Club Vortex, and from what Jace has explained to me, it has some rather interesting features that I would quite like to experience in person. Vortex. That's one hell of a name. That sounds a bit intimidating, not gonna lie, but I'm eager all the same. Oh, you have nothing to fear, little party wolf. I assure you, Jace will take very good care of the both of us, and we will have an amazing time. We will have drinks, music, dance, and everything that comes with it. The thought of it alone is enough to make my heart pound in my chest. His overwhelming excitement is enough of it on its own for me to trust this Jace guy he knows. I mean, I am aware that I'm more nervous about the thought of trying something new, rather than being worried that something bad might happen while we're out on the town. Okay, big guy, okay. You sold me. I'm in. Kai bellows out an excited whoop into our dorm and practically jumps onto his bed like a rowdy pup. Tomorrow cannot soon come enough, my friend. His infectious smile permeates the room, and I can feel myself getting excited about it too. Yeah, if he's already this worked up about it, then we're gonna have a really good time, a really great time, I can tell. Just then, a rather loud hunger rumble echoes out of Kai's belly and reverberates around the room. My apologies, Clover. It has been quite some time since we broke our fast, and it would seem the hunger has decided to catch up to me. He slowly gets up and walks over to his dresser when an idea comes to my mind. Hold up, Kai, hold up. His ears flick back towards me, then the rest of his body turns to follow suit. Yes, my friend, would you like to say something? Yeah, just turn on the lights for me, real quick. He seems a bit confused at my request for a moment, but walks over and swipes the lights all the same. I nod and reach down for my box of synthesized provisions. He said earlier that he'd kill to have a good steak. Well, I have just a thing. Yeah, I think you're gonna like this a lot, actually. I open the case and pull out 3 packs of the fall beef. You mentioned that you're a big meat eater, right? Stuff isn't quite the same as what we had back in Soloria, but it's pretty close. Here. I toss the packs of meat over to him and he catches them expertly with lightning fast reflexes. He brings the vacuum sealed food close to his muzzle, sniffing at the packaging which causes a confused expression to wash over his features. What is this? It smells of nothing. Dear gods, what a dumbass. My eyes roll at his comment and I chuckle dryly at his innocence. Well, you have to open it first, dummy. He looks down at the packages in his grip, then back up to me. Ah, of course. I knew that. His claws make short work of the seals. Even from my bed, I can smell the savory aroma of fresh meat starting to permeate the air. It's tantalizing and makes my muzzle pull up with a bit of a drool in the corners. Kai, however, looks completely sought at the contents. Oh, you were serious, Plover? This smells like meat. Like real meat. He glances over at me skeptically and takes a deep sniff before the realization sets in. My friend, are you sharing your food with me? What the hell else did he think I was doing? Of course I am. They gave me enough stuff for at least another week and a half. I'm not gonna miss a few steaks, besides you could probably use them more than I do. Kai inhales once more and then smirks at me. You're too kind, Plover. If I had to eat one more Zenilarian meal, I fear I may have gone insane for the monotony alone. You have no idea just how welcome this is to me. He eagerly shoves his muzzle into one of the packs, tearing at the heavy hunks of flesh inside with his jaws. Kai whips into the meat with ravenous abandon, and I can see his eyes float into the back of his head and satisfaction. This is quite. He cuts himself off as he casts the first package aside, now devoid of its contents, and begins to consume the second. I reach down and pull out some raspberries for myself to snack on as I watch him eat like a starving animal. I pop a few of them in my mouth, and before I'm even a quarter of the way through, Kai has started on the third pack of meat. He holds it up with both paws, and his muzzle dives in deep, making sure he gets every last bite available to him. By Therian, this is exquisite. The sound of flesh giving way to teeth squelches out into the room, which doesn't bother me in the slightest. I finish off my remaining berries and neatly fold the empty package, placing it back into the box. Finally, Kai pulls his muzzle out of the confines of the pack. His fur is stained red and is slightly dripping with remnants of blood and bits of meat. His lengthy tongue flicks out and laps up the pieces clinging around his jaws, happily eating them as well. He finishes his visceral display of self-grooming and looks down at me with a look of pure satisfaction. How was it, man? Good? Let me guess, pretty good, but not quite as good as what I eat on Kotero. It very well might be the most delicious thing I've ever tasted, Plover. So very succulent and tender, it reminds me of home. He releases a loud belch and then laughs it off as he wipes his muzzle. How can I repay you, my friend? Well, I stand corrected. Didn't see that one coming. I guess he's more appreciative than I gave him credit for. Hi, don't worry about it. My treat. I look at him and pull out my half-eaten pack of peanut butter, scooping some onto my pot and licking it out. Peanut butter hits the spot every damn time. Kai takes a curious stare towards me and points at the foreign food I've started eating. What is this? It smells rather unique and appetizing. Some type of Solarian delicacy, is it? I can't help but laugh at his description of peanut butter as a delicacy. I mean, he's not wrong. Peanut butter is where it's at. I just don't know if I consider it all that special. To me, it's as much of a delicacy as they come, but no, it's actually pretty common and easy to put your paws on. He takes a few more steps towards me, standing right next to the head of my bed, with a silly smile on proud display. I go to hand him the peanut butter so he can have a taste, but just as I'm about to pass it off, my claws clench down firmly. I don't have much of this stuff left, actually. Only one or two more packs left in my provisions, and who knows when I'm going to be able to get any more. This stuff is priceless to me. I look up into his eager eyes, and just for a moment, I don't want to give it to him. This is my last real connection to home, one of the few things I have that gives me any peace here. But Kai was so willing to share his cocktail and shampoo with me, and I'd be a bastard not return that gesture in kind. The shampoo meant something to him, just like this means something to me. I get it now. I get why he values that stuff so damn much. I take a reluctant gulp and hand him the peanut butter. It's the right thing to do, even if I wish I could keep it all for myself. This here is my favorite food in the whole galaxy, Kai. The whole damn galaxy. I hope you like it. God damn it, why am I getting emotional over something this fucking stupid? Kai lifts the pack up and ponders at its unique scent before gently taking some for himself. He looks down curiously at the peanut butter smeared on his paw and flashes me a nervous look. Sweetie, my friend, this is unlike anything I have ever seen before. Are you sure it is edible? I can't stop myself from laughing at his remark, and I playfully lift his paw up to his muzzle. Trust me, I'm sure it's edible. The stuff is downright delectable. Just give it a taste. It's life-changing, I assure you. Kai smiles at me and brings his paw all the way up, hovering it just inches away from his jaws. I trust you. He settles his whole paw into his mouth like an idiot, and I can hear him begin to suckle the spread off his digits. A deep groan of pleasure emanates from his throat, and he removes his paw with a pop. By Theron, this is magnificent. You are beyond correct, my friend. I have not tasted anything with such quality in my entire life. The stakes are nothing compared to this gloriously salted treat. He passes what remains of the peanut butter over to me, and I look in to see that it's practically empty. It has bits of black fur sticking to the sides of the foil packaging. I do my best to pick them out, and then I finish off what little is left before discarding the now empty container. Thank you for that experience, Plover. It is not lost on me the value such things must have to you, and that made it taste all the better. I tend to hold the memory of my first Solarian meal very close to me, and carry on hoping to share one again with you someday. I'm a bit surprised at how easily he was able to perceive my hesitation about sailing, but I don't really mind. He's a sweet guy, and I'm glad that he enjoyed it as much as he did. If he had spit it out, I had probably gotten pissed, so the fact that he loves it warms my heart. Well, I'm glad that the peanut butter was able to change your life, just like I promised it would. Kai walks over to his bed and crawls on top of his blanket, laying stomach side down. His tail flicks happily between us, and it's actually long enough that the furry strands at the tip are grazing my leg, even though I know he's probably completely unaware that he's doing it. Life changing indeed, my friend. Life changing indeed. I smile and I reach down to grab a second pack of peanut butter. My power rummages around for a moment, searching for the signature squishy texture and wait, where the hell is it? I swear it was right here. There were 2 packs at least. I saw them the day I landed. Oh gosh, no. Anxiety quickly spreads throughout my body like a virus taking over its host. And I start to throw the rationed packs of meaningless food out of the way in my desperate search. God damn it, where are they? Clover, is everything alright? I cast aside an unopened container of vegetables and see the bottom of the provisions box staring up at me. I was wrong. There was just the 1 pack in the whole box. I must have misread the labels on the first day because of how exhausted I was. That was the last of it. I feel like I got told a close friend just passed away. Yeah, Kai, everything is fine, man. I go about collecting the food that is now strewn across my half of the room, sealing them back inside the box. Well, so long, peanut butter. It was nice knowing you. I slumped down onto my mattress and idly began to twiddle my claws together. It's not the end of the world, who knows? Maybe some lawyer will come in clutch and send me a massive case of stuff if I put in a settlement request for it. Xenolayer has its borders open now, after all, so technically me getting a settlement from home isn't entirely out of the question. I have to try to stay positive. I clear my throat and exhale a breath that I didn't even realize I was holding on to. You still hungry, Kai? Hungry. No, thanks to you, I'm quite satisfied in that regard. I am, however, still very concerned as to why you look as if you are about to cry. Speak, friend. You look just like you did this morning when I found you in the hall. What is bothering Plover? It's not the end of the world. I have had the same problem in 1 week. 1 week's time, if there had been another pack anyway. Nothing, Kai, nothing at all. Just had a bit of deja vu or something like that, that's all. Sorry for making you concerned. I'm fine. You ready for some sleep, big guy? It's getting pretty late, and that nap wasn't nearly long enough. Besides, sounds like we've got a lot to do tomorrow. Best to keep our energy up for it. All if we're going to be partying late. He looks at me with skepticism, brought all over his expressions, but he gently nods his enormous head and crawls under his blanket. Kai's voice is somber, almost sad. Odd, I figure any additional mentions of the club tomorrow will have him jumping for joy. Yes, you're right, friend. Right you are. Good. Have a good night, Clover. He dims the lights with his data pad and rolls over onto his side just like he did last night. Sweet dreams, Kai. It is me who should be saying that to you, not the other way around, my friend, so allow me to do so. Sweet dreams, Clover. If you need anything during the night, do not hesitate to wake me. I'll settle in and get comfortable, ready for a good night's rest. Will do, bud. Thanks. Kai lets out an affirmative grunt and nothing more. Well, that was one hell of a fucking day. Kai's right. We definitely need a day off, and I really am looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah, I'm still a bit upset about the sudden loss of not having peanut butter around to bail me out of any tricky situations the future might hold, but now I have my friend Kai instead. And that makes me pretty damn happy too. Okay, we gotta stop right here. Alright, so we'll continue with Reconnected next time. So apparently the peanut butter means a lot to Plover. It reminds him of home. He loves peanut butter. It's his favorite food, or one of his favorite foods. And he felt that it was the right thing for him to do by sharing it with Kai, since Kai shared his shampoo with Plover. And we also got to learn more about Kai's relationship with Kiara, his girlfriend. And contrary to what he said earlier, their relationship is not as good. It's not all that good. She wants them to take their relationship to the next level. You're not meeting. That's the meaning I'm using. Because she said she wanted to breed with him, so he wants to go more. She wants to go more physical, and I don't know. I guess he's been putting it off because I don't know. I guess they were supposed to be doing that today, but what happened in the auditorium between him and Voltress kind of got in the way of those plans, and he had to. I guess. But anyway, he was supposed to. They were supposed to meet today, and he didn't. And Plover seemed to understand Kiara's frustration. Now, at first, Kai kind of shrugged it off like it was no big deal. Then I think as soon as Plover read more of the text messages that she sent to Kai, that's when Kai got angry to the point where he called her a B and said that she was very ungrateful after everything he's done. So it's certainly a different attitude. She's been very high on her, and she seems to really care about her very much and loves her company. And now he's basically angry at her now because he believes she's ungrateful. So it's certainly not what Kai. It's certainly not what Kai's. The relationship is certainly not what Kai tried to make it out to be earlier on. She even threatened to leave him if they didn't have sex. So, and Kai, he said, I think they did. Well, apparently they must have did have sex before, because Kai said that he has problems having sex because according to him, his body knows what it wants, but his mind doesn't, which I understand. Like, he's kind of confused about sex, or maybe he is not used to it, or maybe he's just kind of, I don't know, maybe he's not really into having a relationship with anybody right now, I guess. At least, sexual relationship anyway. I guess he just want her for like companionship. He's not really into the sexual part, I guess. Which was probably the reason why he's been having issues performing. As a word, that's a word he used, performing. So, yeah. So we got to see a little bit more quality time with these two here, Kai and Plover, in this part here, this video. Plenty of drama, plenty of ups and downs. Certainly been more downs than ups in this story so far, and there's gonna be more coming up. So this little good point we have right now is not gonna last. There's tons of drama in this game, which I don't mind, but I kind of wish they had more time to kind of like just have a good calm time. Just get to know each other more, and just kind of wish there was parts of the game that were just calm and just kind of chill. Just no drama, just them getting to know each other instead of it being kind of like a roller coaster constantly. But anyway, we'll continue with Reconnected next time. Thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.